Billy, I want you to reverse roles. I want you to put yourself in the position of an atheistic philosopher,
That's easy.
and I am a confirmed theist,
Mm-hmm.
and I want you to hit me with your best shot. What do you got? What's your best argument for atheism?
Oh, well, the best argument is going to be, why is the world so fallen and broken? Why is there evil and suffering? Why all the extravagant waste of life? Absolutely. The theodicy question has always been the killer argument. If God exists, then God is incompetent or malevolent, based on the experiences that many people have.
What else? Is that the only thing?
Well, I would also start telling you that you're probably using this as a crutch because you can't deal with reality, and you
Sounds like me.
probably need a little psychology.
Probably.
And maybe there's some unresolved issues with your father or your
Sure,
mother that
of
we could
course.
also, and we'll send you.
Have you been talking to her?
No.
Okay, good.
But you'll that would be true of all of us, wouldn't it? So you could psychologize me as well. I think the theodicy question has always been the big stumper, and for me, I need to say there are views of God that I find offensive.
Such as?
The idea that God is somehow a great dictator in the sky, a Chairman Mao or a Comrade Stalin who micromanages everything in the universe, including our lives. I just find that I can't believe in that vision of God.
Well, does God intervene at all?
Surely must. God, I believe, is a creator, sustainer, redeemer of the universe. So there has to be some kind of involvement in the universe.
But does any of that involve abrogation of his own laws, if you will?
I wouldn't know. I mean, I'm.
Most theists would say yes.
Most theists would say yes. The belief in miracles. For me, I like to focus on how phenomenal the phenomenal world really is. Just the world that science describes, I find absolutely bizarre and amazing.
Sure. And
so even at that level, I just find the day-to-day quite miraculous.
So you don't want to touch the subject of whether God, can intervene in certain cases,
change water into wine or whatever. To me, those are more metaphorical, allegorical issues. But do I know? No. Have I witnessed miracles? Not in that sense. Right. No.
But if you were convinced that there were never any miracles of any kind, it seems like that wouldn't impact your faith at all.
Well, first off,
I mean miracles in terms of changing,
violating the laws,
violating
the laws of physics.
Right.
No, because there are other types of things that the everyday miracles, which are quite remarkable. The love that people share with each other.
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
There are so many things that I find absolutely phenomenal in this world that I don't. Supernaturalism is not something that attracts me very much, and it's also, I think, a terrible seduction for religious people to believe in all kinds of superstitions. Something which the traditions themselves are often very skeptical about.
Well, but if you look at virtually all traditions, with the exception of some Eastern ones, they're filled with
superstitions,
miracles, interventions, beings, replete with them.
Right.
So you kind of wash those out?
Well, I mean, there are ways that you could account for them. You could postulate, if multiple dimensions exist, as an example, we can mathematically talk about them, but we have no experience of them. If there are multiple dimensions, well, then there could be causal things happening all around us that we have absolutely no perception of. So, I mean, there are ways you can talk about supernatural phenomena in a purely sort of materialistic scientific framework. But until it happens to me, it's just, I'll leave it alone.
This is interesting because I've had for a long time an interest in scientific parapsychology, as recognizing that 99.999% are charlatans, group psychology, fraud, incompetence, on and on and on. Question is point, oh, is there something there that has a window on something beyond the physical, something beyond the laws of space-time, if you will?
Well,
And is that a legitimate quest for somebody who's a theist to look at that as something, as a way of ascertaining some other realm?
I think you could end up using the wrong tools to try to explore that type of material. So science will have limits in what it's able to ascertain. Things that are, don't easily repeat,
Right.
can't be replicated. We're going to be very difficult to study in a scientific context. So I'm making more of a political statement, which is to say, I don't think it's very politically useful to wander into the territory of all those 99% charlatans, as you called them, because it's too dangerous and risky, and I don't want to get confused in that world. But I'm actually rather agnostic about that. I don't really know, and I suspect that there's a lot more that we haven't really figured out yet.
But at the end of the day, if it would come to be that there's never been such thing as a miracle defined as a violation of the physical law, you're comfortable in the skin of your theism, recognizing that the existence of physical law properly operating is miraculous enough to give you confidence in your theism.
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly what I would say.